Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about the limit definition of the derivative, okay? So using the limit definition of the derivative, find the derivative of 2x plus 3. So the question is, how can we solve this problem? So the first thing that you need to know, the limit definition of the derivative, okay? That is f prime of x equal to limit h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, okay? So we already know the value of f of x, that's equal to 2x plus 3. We need to know the value of f of x plus h, okay? So if f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, we can easily find out f of x plus h. Okay, how can we find out the value of f of x plus h? We are just going to use placeholder, okay? So this is the easiest way to solve for f of x plus h. So what I did, I basically replaced all the x with a placeholder, okay? So now we are going to replace all the x with x plus h. All right, so now we can simplify this. So 2 times x will be 2x plus 2h plus 3. Okay, all right, so we are almost done. So we have the value of f of x. We also have the value of f of x plus h. Now we are just going to plug it in. So the derivative f prime of x equal to limit h approaches 0. What is f of x plus h? We already found 2x plus 2h plus 3 minus, what's the value of f of x? 2x plus 3, okay? Now here you have to be careful. Don't forget to use your parentheses, okay? Because this negative sign is going to change all the sign that is inside. So do not forget to use the parentheses. Extremely important. All right. So now we can simplify this a little bit more. Limit as h approaches 0, 2x plus 2h plus 3 minus 2x minus 3 over h. Can we simplify this a little bit more? The answer is yes. Negative 3 cancel each other out. Negative 2x cancel each other out. We have 2h on top and h in the bottom. So limit as h approaches 0, those two h cancel each other out, left with 2. Since we don't have any h term here, this really doesn't matter, so the answer will be 2, okay? And you should always double check your answer using the derivative rules that you already know. So 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3. So if you take the derivative of 2x, that's going to give you 2. The derivative of a constant is 0, so that is also equal to 2. That means our answer is correct. All right, so let's do one more example, okay? Okay. So let's say at this time our function f of x equal to 1 minus 3x, and I want to find out the derivative of this function using the limit definition of the derivative. Okay, so the limit definition of the derivative says limit f prime of x equal to limit as h approaches 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Okay, so as you can see, f of x is already given. We need to find out f of x plus h, right? How can we find out f of x plus h? Let me show you. So if f of x equal to 1 minus 3x, f of x plus h is going to be equal to, so I'm going to use placeholder, so that basically means I'm going to substitute all the x with x plus h. Okay, x plus h. You should always use parentheses because it's going to help you avoid any silly mistakes. Okay, so let's simplify this. 1 minus 3, well, we are not going to subtract, we are not going to do this part, 1 minus 3. You know why? Because of PEMDAS. So we have to take care of the parentheses first. 1 minus 3x minus 3h. So minus 3 times x is equal to minus 3x, minus 3 times h is equal to minus 3h. Okay, so once we have our f of x and f of x plus h, we can just plug it in and we can simplify. So f prime of x is going to be equal to limit as h approaches 0. F of x plus h is 1 minus 3x minus 3h minus f of x is equal to 1 minus 3x. But be careful with the parentheses. So whenever you have a negative sign, make sure you use parentheses. Okay, if you don't use parentheses, your answer is going to be wrong. So it's extremely important that you use parentheses. Okay, all right, so now let's simplify. Limit as h approaches 0, 1 minus 3x minus 3h minus 1 plus 3x over h. So apply the distributive property. Positive 1 becomes negative 1. Negative 3x becomes positive 3x. Now the question is, can we simplify this a little bit more? Yes, we can. So 3x cancel out. Negative 1 cancel out. We have limit as h approaches 0. On top we have 3h divided by h. Can we simplify this a little bit more? Yes, we can. They cancel each other out. So we have limit as h approaches 0, negative 3. So the answer is going to be negative 3. Okay. You should always double check your answer. So let's double check our answer. If we take the derivative of 1 minus 3x, well, what's the derivative of a constant? It's always going to be 0, minus the derivative of 3x is going to be just 3, which is negative 3. So that means our answer is correct.